forest. Once upon a time, there were 3 friends, Andy, Sarah, and Mike. One night, they decided to spend the evening at an old, abandoned house on the edge of dark forest. Local legend said the house was cursed, but the teens didn't believe in ghost stories and wanted to prove everyone wrong. They arrived at dusk, just as the sun dipped below the horizon. Armed with flashlights and sleeping bags, they stepped inside. The house was cold and damp, with cobwebs hanging from the corners and old portraits staring down from the walls. The floorboards creaked ominously underfoot as they settled into the grand living room, unpacking their gear and telling spooky stories to get into the spirit of the night. At midnight, Andy decided to go get water from the well outside. Sarah and Mike stayed inside, continuing their conversation. As Andy stepped out, Sarah heard a faint whisper coming from the dark hallway. She thought it was Mike trying to scare her, so she got up to investigate, but the hallway was empty. Meanwhile, Andy returned with the water to find Mike sitting pale-faced in the living room. "Where's Sarah?" Andy asked. Mike shook his head, saying she had wandered off. They decided to look for her. They navigated the dark, narrow corridors and suddenly heard a soft crying sound coming from the basement. Carefully, they descended the rickety stairs and found Sarah huddled on the floor, shivering. She pointed to an old door in the wall. "I heard voices from there." Andy and Mike approached the door and tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. Andy shone his flashlight through a crack and saw empty, staring eyes looking back at him. He recoiled, and the door creaked open on its own, revealing a pitch-black room. The walls were covered with old newspaper clippings about missing people. Suddenly the door slammed shut behind them, plunging them into darkness. The same eerie whisper filled the air. "You will never leave this place." Their flashlights began to flicker, and they felt a cold breath on their necks. The friends realized they were trapped, and that this night might be their last. From the shadows emerged a ghostly figure with hollow eyes, reaching out with skeletal hands. At dawn, local townsfolk who dared to approach the old house found empty rooms and abandoned belongings. The friends were never seen again, and the curse of the old house continued to haunt anyone who tried to uncover its mystery.